Let's dive right into this explainer on Graham Farrer's permaculture mindset. We're going to explore a really powerful concept today, how to take your everyday, energy-draining frustrations and literally transform them into massive advantages. It's what we call the alchemy of obstacles.
Okay, Section 1, the burden of problems. Let's take a look at the 2012 baseline.
So, picture Graham Farrer back in 2012. The guy was just drowning in a sea of problems. You know the feeling, right? Every single broken PC, every weed-choked garden, unpaid bills, it all felt like a direct, personal attack from the universe. Just imagine carrying around that incredibly heavy, defeated mindset. When you're that caught up in the negativity, the actual solutions staring you right in the face are, well, they're completely invisible.
Which brings us to Section 2, flipping the script, moving from just fixing things to actually harvesting them.
Now here's where the core epiphany kicks in. What if the very thing causing your trouble is actually the exact key to your abundance? Think about a huge, annoying pile of garden waste, or maybe a super frustrating technical error on your computer. With a simple shift in perspective, we can totally flip the script on these. Suddenly, that yard waste isn't trash anymore. It's a steaming compost pile full of fuel and fertility for your garden. And that technical error? It's no longer a roadblock. It's a soon-to-be mastered skill.
All right, moving into Section 3, Real-World Alchemy. Let's talk about drone views and digital solutions.
Graham actually applies this directly to his drone aerial imagery business. Imagine you're flying a drone over this incredibly difficult, inaccessible, steep hill. Honestly, it's so easy to just write it off as a complete dead end, right? Just a totally useless piece of land. But wait, if you add a digital overlay using permaculture principles, that so-called problem hill instantly transforms. It's like magic. It suddenly becomes this brilliant, tailor-made solution for a gravity-fed water system. Or maybe it's a perfectly angled sun trap for growing rare plants. The obstacle itself literally provided the blueprint.
And you know, this translates beautifully into the digital world too. Take Graham's web design clients. For them, having no physical storefront probably feels like a massive liability. But let's flip it. Lacking a physical shop is actually a huge digital asset. It means you have significantly lower overhead and a global reach that a traditional brick-and-mortar store could only dream of.
Here's another great example of leveraging hidden resources. Graham talks about Wilf Richards, who was facing what looked like a landscaping nightmare, just a solid layer of impenetrable concrete. But upon looking a little closer, he realized they were actually grasscrete blocks. Those are hollowed-out concrete blocks designed for drainage. So suddenly, boom, he had hundreds of free bricks for his raised beds. The obstacle was literally his building material.
The crucial takeaway here is exactly how Graham frames it now in 2026. We are no longer victims of our circumstances. When you adopt this mindset, you stop trying to just fix your problems. Instead, you harvest them. You start acting like a designer who is trained to see opportunity in absolutely every obstacle that comes your way.
Let's dive into Section 4, Strategic Critical Thinking, going beyond toxic positivity.
Now, to be totally clear here, this isn't about blindly smiling while your house burns down, okay? It requires some serious, strategic observation. If a PC repair keeps failing, you don't just ignore it and pretend everything is fine. You use critical thinking tools like the 5 Whys or a SWOT analysis. You relentlessly question the problem to uncover its root cause and figure out exactly what that obstacle is trying to teach you.
All right, our final section, Section 5, the 3-2-1 action plan. Let's apply the flip check.
We're going to count this down, starting with Step 3, the ethical filter, or what we call the flip check. It asks 3 really vital questions. First, earth care. Is that annoying boggy area in your yard actually a gift in disguise for a pond? Second, people care. Are you building up your own personal resilience while solving the root issue? And third, fair shares. When you finally unlock these unexpected resources, are you actually sharing that new abundance with your community?
Moving on to Step 2, which is the principal application. We divide this into zones. For Zone 0, which is your internal mindset, take a recurring problem you have and apply the PMI tool. Just list out the plus, minus, and interesting aspects for, like, 3 minutes. Then for Zone 1, your physical landscape, identify a really tedious chore, like clearing out brush, and strategically flip it into an immediate yield, maybe creating fuel or mulch.
And that brings us to Step 1, the immediate yield. Here's your challenge for today, right now. I want you to take just one specific problem you've complained about this week. Use this framework we just talked about to actively find the one way it could actually be an advantage. Because honestly, that intentional shift in your attitude,
That is your absolute most valuable yield.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. If every single challenge we face is actually designed to make our system stronger, and if abundance is simply a switch in attitude away, what hidden harvest are you walking past today? Are you ready to flip the script?